Hey, what's up everyone? It's your man DJ Roxy from Roxy Entertainment coming to you with another video. In today's video, we're gonna go through some of the things you need to look out for when buying an MPC 3000. Of course, these MPC 3000, you can go and get them used in the used market. You cannot get these MPC brand new anymore. So there's little things that you need to look out for before making a purchase. Now, we're in 2021 and most of these MPC price listing right now are anywhere from $3,000 up to like $7,000, even seeing them for more, which is ridiculous. But before you make that big kind of investment, you need to look out for a couple stuff. So once again, before we go any further in this video, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, it's the perfect time to hit a subscribe button. All right, let's go ahead right with the video. So yeah, some of the things that you need to look out for, and that's on the MPC, you have some buttons, all these buttons, and these buttons over here, and these over here. You have to make sure that these buttons are all operational. If you do come across one of these MPC that for a great deal and the seller listed it as some of these stack switches are bad, they are not super hard to replace, but I highly recommend that you get very good tack switches when you're doing this repair, and highly recommend that you get the soldering station and a good soldering or a good soldering gun to do this process. So things to look out for. Also is your pads. Make sure that your pads are working. And the way to do that, you could go into program and sound. You go into one, and once you press these pads, you're gonna see a name for these pads. And this corresponds to a factory name of the pads. Not really the name of your sample. The name of your sample will be right here on the screen. But you can see that every time you touch a pad, there's a factory name to the pad that you can see the numbers. Also, you're gonna see right here at the end, A1, A2, A3, A4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you know that it's giving you 16 pads, that means all your pads are working without skipping any numbers. Also, things to look out for. Make sure that your full level button is on. Make sure that your bank selection, everything comes on. And yeah, first thing first too, like when we turn this machine off and turn it on, you have to make sure that this boot up right away. It should only take a few seconds, about at least 10 seconds before this machine boot up. If it taking some ridiculous 1 minute, 2 minutes to boot up, something definitely is wrong with your MPC, and you should not buy an MPC that has that kind of issue. This boot up right away. Another thing to look out for is that if you see right here, this one comes with a floppy drive, and make sure that your floppy drive is operational. And to check that, you want to go into disk. You're going to load, and you're going to see that the floppy will show any sound that can be loaded up. Also, you want to go ahead and sample a sound. So in the back of the unit, there are some, and I have videos showing you how to sample in this unit. So this by no means is a tutorial on how to sample, but you have your inputs and your outputs, and all we want to do, so the first thing you want to do is try to input something into this machine. So you want to go into program and sound, and also going to 5, program and sound 5, and right here you're going to be able to sample whether it's from your phone or anything, because you're just testing this machine out to make sure that everything is operational. Whether you bought this machine online, whether it's eBay, Reverb, or even if you bought it in person, and I prefer that, preferably that you bought this machine, or you're buying this machine locally, so you can really check these stuff before you even spend that kind of money. Anyway, so you want to go ahead and sample something, and make sure that the sample is coming out clean. If it's not coming out clean, one thing you need to look out, this machine has an input selection. If you sample it from your phone, you want to go into low. If you're sampling from a record or something, you put it into high. You understand? It has what you call input selection, gain selection. and you want to select it to the right, depending on what kind of signal you're sending into the right selector. Anyway, so once you get something into the machine, sounding good, whatever, make sure you check that your both outputs, you have your stereo output, make sure that right side and the left side is operational. Make sure that that's correct. Make sure that that's coming out perfectly. Another thing you need to check out for is check your individual outputs. So on this machine, you have 8 individual outputs that comes with the MPC. MPCs after this used to be an extra upgrade, like the MPC 2000 Classic. You had to upgrade it. If it did not come with the 8 outputs, the MPC XL up to the MPC 4000 never used to come with the 8 outputs, not on every MPC, so you had to kind of buy the expansion boards on these other MPCs. But the MPC 60 and the MPC 4000 does come with the expansion install it already into the MPC. So how to check, make sure that each one of your inputs, each of your outputs is working. You want to go into mixer, you want to go into 2, select the sound or the pad that you put the sample in, and you want to go ahead, turn that volume all the way up. Connect on each output of your output, connect and select the number right on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 8. From 1 to 8, and you check your outputs. Make sure that all your outputs, your individual outputs, are operational. Another thing that you need to look out for, your screen. Now, so when it comes to the screen of the MPC, especially if you want to compare it to an upgrade screen like this is a LCD screen. This is a night and day different when it comes to the original compared to the LCD screen. Highly recommend, if you get one of these MPC, you can replace the screen. If you don't want to replace the screen, most likely, your MPC is going to come with a burn out, because it's notorious to have these the backlight burn out. So if your backlight is burned out, you got 2 ways to go about that. Number 1, you can buy the backlight, and you can get that backlight from mpcstuff.com. I'm gonna leave a link right underneath this video where you can get that light from. So you could get the light, the backlight, or you can simply get the LCD screen replacement, which I highly recommend you go that route. So another thing to check out is you have your floppy drive. So like I said it previous, like you got your floppy drive, make sure that your floppy is working. Now, if your floppy did not work, highly recommend upgrading to a SD or a compact flash drive. Highly recommend going that route. Once you check that, our next step would be, of course, checking your headphone outputs. Now, if your MPC came with, let's say, a SD or a compact flash drive that you get from eBay or whatever, most likely you're gonna have a distortion coming out of the headphone jack. So definitely that's something that you really need to look out for. If you're having that issue, then it's a ground issue that happens. So you want to go ahead and ground your drive properly. You understand? So if you're getting any distortion coming out of your headphone jack, it's most likely if you have, once again, if you do have an upgraded drive, it most likely happened from that. Anyway, make sure that your volume works properly. If you have any scratchy sound or whatever coming from or distortion sound coming from your button itself, the part, what you can do is just take this off, spray some some spray on this. I leave the spray with which I use, some deoxide spray, which you can use and get that situated. The same thing for the recording button. Make sure that the display contrast works, and all this little stuff. Like I said, make sure all your button works, and you should be straight. You understand? If I leave out anything in this video, another thing too, make sure that you check out, if you do have an external, by any chance you have an external zip drive or anything, you can check the SCSI output. Make sure that that's operational and that's good. But of course, if you upgrade yours or if yours come with a SD card reader, no need for this. I mean, unless you're trying to input all the files that you probably had in the past, if you had one of these MPC in the past and you have some old MPC files that you want to think. But this is mostly for, this video mostly is intended for you guys out there that never had an MPC 3000 and looking into purchasing one of these MPCs, which in my opinion, one of the best MPC ever made. In my opinion, my favorite MPC. So highly recommend this MPC right here. It sounds great, have a fantastic sound. It's so highly, I speak about these in almost all my videos that I speaking about MPCs. So yeah, hope this video was a help to any of you guys. Not trying to do the video too long. If I did leave out anything, just ask me any question in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer it to the best of my ability. When it comes to these, I really know my way around. This will be, I've lost numbers of how much MPC 3000 I have, but this was my last purchase. And another thing, man, look at the body. A lot of times, yes, don't read the book by the cover. But a lot of times when you see the body is looking bad, it's something that you really don't want to be involved with, because it tells a lot. It tells that the owner, the previous owner, really neglected this MPC. When you look at a body like this, like it's in great condition, you can tell that whoever had this before me, you know, babied this machine. So something to really look at, something to really think about. So, you know, basic stuff. If you guys have any question, like I said, just leave your questions below. Don't want to do the video too long. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, it's a perfect time to hit a subscribe button for more interesting videos. It's your man DJ Roxy from Roxy Entertainment logging out. Until next time, peace out.